Simon for us in Middletown, California. I want to get more now with Congressman John Garamendi of California, this disaster unfolding in his district. Congressman, thanks so much for being with us. Specifically, we're talking about the Valley Fire, which is in your district. You just heard Dan's report there, only 5% contained. What is the expectation? I know you're talking to officials there. What are you expecting ahead?
Well, I was there yesterday with the CAL FIRE chief, the fellow responsible for all of CAL FIRE, as well as the Office of Emergency Service Director. We met with the supervisors, met with the fire folks there. This is bad. This is going to be a very, very bad fire. Already 435 homes known to have burned. There is a community called Cobb about 10 miles away from Middletown. It is probably just not there anymore. It's just gone. And this is just one of several fires that we have. So we're going to have to get on top of it. We know that this is a very, the human dimension here is just very disastrous. I was talking to one fellow yesterday who had lost his home, lost everything, papers, his dogs, cats, and a horse together. So it's the emotion of this, and then the rebuilding will occur. So it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a long time. And praise to the firemen and those that are out there risking their lives to try to protect others.
I do want to show some video of the Butte wildfire now. This is not in your district, but I know it's an area you're familiar with that you used to call home as you grew up. Some very scary images that we're seeing here. You have 11,000 firefighters that are battling 12 large fires across California. Right. Do you feel like people are heeding warnings about these fires?
Well, they do, but these two fires, the Butte fire, which I suspect you have pictures, I can't see them now, but also the Valley fire, those are explosive fires. Heavy wind at the outset of the fire blew both fires dozens of miles, probably 10 miles, within just a couple of hours. And whatever warnings there were, and there were warnings, you're looking, particularly at the Butte fire, you're looking at deep canyons, heavy brush, narrow roads, and I am sadly anticipating that there are people that could not get out. Hopefully they were able to survive in what is nothing short of a firestorm. Just devastation. I do know that there's also enormous courage and determination. The town I grew up in, McCallamy Hill, which was threatened on the first night, and then again as the fire came back from another direction the second day, the people stood their ground. And they had support from all over the state. The big DC-10 water bomber came in with a low pass, thankfully put the fire down in an area and gave the town a chance to get with it. But just 5 miles up the road, in another small subdivision in a rural area, about half the homes were wiped out. We think everybody got out of that, but then you go a little further east down into one of the deep canyons, which we call Jesus Marie Canyon. I don't know. It's very, very bad.
It's horrible, and it's so remote there. I do want to ask you really quickly before we let you go, do you feel like you have all the resources you need there in order to fight these devastating fires?
Well, it's stretched. I got to tell you, the Office of Emergency Service and CAL FIRE is pulling resources from as far away as San Diego to fight these Northern California fires. Help is coming in from the Federal Forest Service, from other states. Those aerial tankers are coming from other states. It is like a major war maneuver, moving men, material, equipment, women, all of these things, hundreds of miles to get to the fire. And also we need to be aware that we have a problem with the federal budget. We have blown through the Federal Forest Service firefighting budget and now consuming the fire prevention budget. We have to deal with this in Congress. We've got to set aside the money, make it secure that we can get ahead of these fires with the appropriate prevention, forest thinning, forest health issues. We haven't done that in the last decade. The time has come for those of us in Congress to realize if we don't maintain the forest health, if we don't provide the thinning, the forest management, these fires will rage out of control. And yes, it is climate change, it is drought, but it also is that we, particularly Congress, has not provided the money to properly manage our national forest and the Bureau of Land Management land.
Congressman Garamendi, thank you so much for updating us. We're certainly keeping your community and those surrounding communities in our thoughts, and we'll continue to monitor this story. Thank you.